sit at the piano with my dear dad, but he never taught me how to play. He would carry on about days long gone, and he always stayed far away. I try so hard.
How do you go from being the person playing and creating the idea to directing these other people and still getting them to achieve the idea that's in your head?
Well, it's not that hard. I'm not being brilliant or anything. I just have good guys. So I put together the team that I think is going to execute my vision. Not even my vision, what the song is. So that's the best thing. That's being a producer. It's putting the right people together. And I know they're going to execute it. This is just an idea. Let me see. I recorded. Okay. It's like on G beat. So it goes. It's gonna be high because I can't say that, but I'll do it. You got. Let it on, let it night. Where you gonna work? Really work. I'm gonna make you work for it. I haven't been a little cold, but that's kind of it. So it's just more. Take that off. A little more ratty. But open it up, trash it up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they go C to D. A little more trashy. I need more trashy on you. No. So just go a little bit longer. So just beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might not necessarily use, Daniel for like a rock song. He's a great stand-up player. I know he's the guy. When I want stand-up, that's the guy to call. And then, different drummers. There's different keyboard players, pianists, bass players, guitar players. For me, though, I have a certain... I gravitate towards guys. They're not session players. None of the people I work with are session players. They're not watching the clock, they're not going, I gotta take my break, right now. It's like, these guys are real players. They're out right now going to gigs after they leave here because they have a show at the Troubadour or wherever. They're real players in real bands, and that's where I like to be. Session players for me, They sound like session players. You gotta work for it. You know what I mean? But can you all play this? Like, something like that. Exactly. I'll show you things and show you how. Over the years, I've, met a lot of really wonderful players. And I'm really loyal, like I love having my guys, so I usually have the same guys always. And again, like I pick guys who are very diverse that, can play anything from, country to reggae, and that's the kind of skill these guys have. Like for instance, one time I did this song a long time ago, and the artist wanted a very authentic jazz band. And I had my players, and she wanted that type of players. So I went and got a jazz band, like the best, right? So I had them play the song, and then I had my guys come in that aren't jazz players, but they have passion. They have a feel. They're raw. They're edgy. So their interpretation, like I can't write a jazz song, but I can interpret one. It'd be that's what will make it fresh. That's what makes me good, is because I take things and I spin it around and I'm not saying I'm an R&B songwriter or this or that. I'm just taking those influences and making my version of what R&B, jazz, soul, blues, whatever it is. So these guys, I had my guys play the same song, and I said, jazz. And so then I played it to the artist. I didn't tell her which was which, and she picked my guys. And I'm like, why? And she's like, is that the authentic band? I'm like, nope, those are my guys. And she picked it because it was edgy. It was like they didn't know what they were doing. So to me, that's the kind of player I am, producer I am. I don't want authentic. It already happened. I want to take a spin and put my version of what I think those days were like, So I'm loyal to my guys. They're great players. And yes, a new piano player will come in that I'll meet and go, oh, that guy would be great for that. But I have my guys. But it all is family. I might have 3 keyboard players, but we all love each other. It's all a family. All right, let me hear bass and guitar with that. Let me hear.
And would you say, do you draw any correlation between this knowledge of people that you have, these musicians, and a knowledge of, say, like chords and scales and kind of the more elemental aspects of music and playing?
I don't know anything about scales or chords, and I'll be totally honest. I play with these, here's my scales, here's my chords, and that's what those guys are up. That, like Paul, I have this bass player, Paul Ill, he's like my brother. He comes in, he's like my, I would say, I guess to some people would call him a music director. Like when he's in a session, he's the guy, you go to for all the stuff. He'll transpose everything. He'll put it in music notes, whatever, and hand it out to the guys. And he's great at that shit. Me, I don't fucking know what those little loop-de-loos are. I don't have time for that. I play what I hear in my head, and that's about as far as I go with that. And then when I have my string players, I already have in my mind what I want, and so I'll have Eric Gorfain is my string guy. His band is the Section Quartet, and I'll have my idea, and then he'll do his arrangement, and then in the middle, and I swear to God, like we're talking about in a 30-piece string session, I sit there with him and I listen to it go down, and sometimes what happens is it's going down and it's not matching up for me, and I get ideas, and so I'll just change the whole whole arrangement right there, you know, with him. Like I'll go, can you do this instead? And he writes it down exactly what I'm saying. He knows the notes that I'm humming. So for me, it's very, very spontaneous music. I'm the kind of girl you don't forget about. I'll take you high and you won't come down. You're gonna work for it. 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 Usually I'm out here conducting and I just don't have the energy for that either. Like I'm just letting the guys do what feels right for them to do. And pretty much 80% of the time it's what I want. Let's do one more, but that's great.